for a dreamer, yeah. But living life with regrets won't be no easier. Hey, yeah. Life can be so hard for a dreamer. But living life with regrets won't be no easier. I got a notebook checking, I need something to write with. Cause now living my dreams is something that I'm not fine with. But what would be next? I've gotta write this plan so I can know which way to go. And oh, but where would I start? The question that always stalls us, keeps us from moving forward. But here's a secret, start anywhere, or next year you'll be right here. Yeah. So before I go to sleep at night, I pray. Let it all go. Let it work out. Lord, please. It's gotta work out for me. Now I'm gonna put my hands to the plow, even if I don't know how. I'ma do my best right now. Please let this thing work out for me. Yeah. Oh, life can be so hard for a dreamer. But living life with regrets won't be no easier. Hey, life can be so hard for a dreamer. Don't I know it, don't I know it, yeah. But living life with regrets won't be no easier. Check it out. I'm so excited to get it started, and I'm gonna grind every day. And you can call me retarded, can't seem to do things your way. Cause I got haters, I was my biggest hater. So sad that I could hate her, till I found out what she was made of. And I'll never forget what I was stuck and been through. Came from girls and made me legit. It made me never quit, and now I'm gonna do everything that I want to. Success and failures are both things that I have grown through, yeah. So before I go to sleep at night, I pray. Let it all go. Oh, Lord, please. It's gotta work out for me, yeah. And now I'm gonna put my hands to the plow, even if I don't know how. I'ma do my best right now. Please let this thing work out for me.
Hi guys, make sure I'm on. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Tia Tuesdays. I hope your morning is going well so far. If it's not, wake up. Let's get the day started. I hope you like my new single too, Workout. That is my jam. You don't even know, like, it's my song and it's my jam. Like, before I even wrote to the song, I was in the front room like, Lord, please let it work out. Like, I was going in, crying and everything. And I'm about to get into why, but I was just like, Lord, please let it work out. So I really hope you all like that song. I'm going to put it up on SoundCloud so you can listen to it whenever you want to. I'm also going to make it downloadable so you all can download it as well. Listen to it while you're working out, while you're driving, while you're grinding, whatever it is, because that's the type of song it is. But I was crying because I was like, okay, Lord, I'm finally at this place where I don't have to know everything. I don't have to have all the resources. I don't have to have all the people I need. I don't have to have the world before I get started. Now I'm at a point where, okay, I'll start with just faith. You know what I mean? With just that alone. But if I step out, if I pull a Peter, you know what I'm saying, and step out on this water, Lord, please let it work out. Please let it work out. You wanted to get me here. You wanted to get me to a place where I just trust you, where I just step out on what I'm hearing, what I've been hearing for the longest, my instincts. Okay, I'm gonna step out. But Lord, please let it work out. And that's what I want to talk to you all about. Because that's where I am. I've been warring inside on what I feel like I should be doing versus what I feel is right for Tia. And I can't tell you, and I know people feel the same way. You know, you see, I'm an artist, and say for instance, you see different artists doing certain things, and it works for them. You know what I mean? You see different artists hanging around certain artists, or doing certain shows, or working with certain people. And for some people, it works for them. And even some artists are, you know, they form a clique, and for some of them, it works for them. But that just, some of those things don't work for me. And so it puts me in this place like, okay, is it me? You know what I'm saying? Is it me tripping? Like, you know, meaning I need to get on board? Or is it like, honestly, Tia, that's not the way for you to go? And I hate to say it, but I just feel like in some avenues, not all, but in some avenues, per my career, there's just a different way, you know, for me. And it doesn't make me better than anyone, but I just feel like it's just a different route. And have you ever felt like that? Like, you could be in the same field as someone, wanting to do the same things, but it's just a different way for you, you know? And that's where I am, and I've just been trying to decide, like, okay, is it me, Lord? Am I tripping? Or are you really telling me to go a different way? Like, am I being antisocial? Or are you really telling me to stop hanging around these people? And am I being a big kid? Or are you really telling me to live my dreams? You get what I'm saying? And so with these questions on both sides, and I know even people who are watching now, I know you deal with this. Is it me? We always ask ourselves that, like, God, is that you or is it me? You know what I mean? We always have this scale tipping. So here's what I propose. I propose a challenge, and the challenge is for you to do whatever it is, like whatever your dreamy thing is, the thing that you most desire to do. And it don't even have to be nothing big. It could be something small, like starting your own YouTube channel. You always wanted to, you know, or starting your own show. It could be something like that, but just something that you've always wanted to do, but you've ignored because it didn't make sense, or you didn't know how to do it, or you didn't feel like you had the resources, whatever the reasons, i.e. excuse was, you didn't do it. I propose that you do it. And here's what you do. Decide what it is that you want to do, and then give yourself a certain amount of days where you're going to do that relentlessly. Like, I mean, every day you're going to be focused. You're not going to give in to the negative thoughts. You're really going to give it your all, so that by the end of that time, you can have results. Now, here's why I came up with that. Think about when we had science projects. I used to hate science fairs. One, because it was always the kid who won, who parents helped them, which was so unfair. We know darn well you ain't build that volcano by yourself. But anywho, they always won, so I hate doing it. And then I didn't know what to test out. But and I'm gonna show y'all what's in my board. But what was the science fair about? You always had to have a hypothesis. Did I say that right? Yeah, a hypothesis. Hypothesis. I said that wrong. Hypotenuse. You always have to have a hypothesis. And a hypothesis is what you think will happen. Come on, somebody. It's what you think will happen. And the reason why you have to do the experiment is so that you can find out what will actually happen. Yeah, I promise y'all I'm going to give me an amen corner or like some sound effects or something that be saying amen. Because, man, the hypothesis. So, in our case, the hypothesis is our thoughts, what we think. And I can't think of his whole name, but I know his last name is Eckhart, and he talks about the ego and how a lot of us live from that ego standpoint. But he was talking about how you don't have to entertain every single thought that you have. You can literally let it pass. Like, observe it. Yeah, you know it's there, but don't give into it. Just let it pass through. And the problem with us is we think that we are our thoughts. Like, we think because we're thinking them that they belong to us, and that is not true. That's the hypothesis. Yes, that's the hypothesis. And I've learned that, when I was little, I kid you not, God put in my spirit that if something only has a little bit of truth in it, if it's not the whole truth, it's not the truth. I don't care if it was 90% the truth, 10% a lie. It's still a lie. I don't care if it was 99.99999 the truth, and that little 0.1% a lie. It's still a lie. He said if it is not wholly true, if it is not 100% true, then it is a lie. And so this is how I realize this is how the devil gets us. Because in our thoughts, he uses something that has a little bit of truth to it to get you to open up that thought, to get you to grab it, to to say, what's going on over here? He gets you to do that. And so as soon as you get into, as soon as you unlock that thought, you're stuck. You're stuck thinking that. Prime example. Say for instance, you had a rough childhood growing up, and say for instance you want to start doing stuff in your community and you want to start making a difference, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. And then the thoughts come in like, well, how you gonna do this? You ain't nobody's role model. You used to do this. You used to do that. And what's true about that? The truth is, yes, you did used to do that. But what's the lie? The lie is you don't today. The lie is you're not that person anymore. The lie is that the fact that you went through that is what's going to make you so potent and so encouraging and inspiring to other people. But because he had a bit of truth in there, you believed it. Don't do it. It has to be 100% true to be a fact. It has to be 100% true to be true. So back to the analogy with the science project, you have your hypothesis, whatever your thought is, and you have to prove it until it is a fact. It's only a thesis, it's only a hypothesis, it's only a thought until you go through experimentation. Once you go through the experiment, then you can make a conclusion that is factual, that is past thought, that is tangible, that can be proven. And that's why you have to go through this, because we have to test our thoughts. You can't take them for what they say. Oftentimes we always challenge authority. If we don't agree with what somebody else is saying, or we don't like the way they're saying it to us, or we don't believe the way that they do things is right, we'll challenge it, but we don't challenge ourselves the same way. Here it is. There's something that you want to do that you've never done. However, you believe the thoughts telling you that you can't do it. What proof do you have that you can't do it? Exactly, because you've never done it. You did not do the experiment. You're still at a hypothesis state. You're still making a thesis, which means that it has no factual foundations, and it is not the truth. You can only prove it so once you go through it, come on somebody, and once you do the experiment. And that's what I'm asking you all to do. It can be 21 days, it can be 2 weeks, it can be 3 months, but you need to pick something where you're gonna say, you know what? This thought has been saying you can't do this, you can't do this. Well, the hypothesis that I want to choose today is, if I add a certain amount of focus, add a hint of this, add a load of faith for this amount of days, this is the conclusion I want to come out to. And you're going to work, you can't work with a half mind. You can't work the whole while thinking that it's not going to work. You can't work the whole time entertaining negative thoughts. You have to work as if it is so. You have to work as if I've got to prove this because I know it's true, and I got to find out. You can't work in a biased way. You can't work already defeated. I know that. Because if you work defeated, you're actually going to work to prove that it won't work. And you don't want to do that. We want to prove that it will work. We have to prove that it will work, because if you don't test your thoughts, you're going to walk around living life with something telling you what you can do and what you can't do, and you don't even know. You don't even know what you're made of. And I know God he's a proving God. Everything he's proven himself. You can look around and tell. He's proven who he is in such a subtle and gentle way. And it shows what he's made of. And it's the same thing for us. It's beyond just talking. It's beyond just thoughts. We have to prove it. And so my little board here is just a small little vision board that I did for my organization for next year. I'm not really I'll probably do a separate video to go over everything on here. Maybe not, I don't know. Depends on how I feel. But it's a vision board for me, and you see it looks like a science project. But I have to wholeheartedly go after this so I can challenge my thoughts to make sure that I can't do it. You know what? I'm going to make sure I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say something else. But I want to make sure I'm not good enough. I want to make sure that they won't choose me. I want to make sure that I'm nobody's role model. Since these are all the allegations or hypotheses against me that the devil tries to use to make us stay dormant and stay where we are. All right, I'll challenge you. If this is true, that I'll never be anything, if this is true that I'm not smart enough, if this is true that I don't have what it takes, then let me do the experiment. Because if it's so true, then even after I do the experiment, it'll be the same truth. But that's the thing. That's why he's trying to tell you the conclusion before you actually do the experiment, because he don't want you to try it. Come on. He don't want you to try it because it will be proven to be who he's always been, which is a liar. Come on. You can't get the conclusion before an experiment. That's the same reason why. And look at it like this. That's the same reason why God never tells us the end. We only see the step in front of us. We only see the steps that we take. Little by little, he unfolds. He never gives us the whole story. Now, if he's God and he don't give us the whole story, what makes you think the devil can give you the conclusion? He can't. He don't even know. He don't even know. He's trying to make some stuff up, built off of a little truth here, a whole lie here, just to get you not to do the experiment. Because if you do it, you're going to find out he's lying. And then when you find out he's lying about that, you're going to start opening up other little thoughts that you had tucked away, other little things that you wanted to do that he told you couldn't do. And you're going to say, wait a minute, let me get back in the lab, because these tests might be inaccurate. And you're going to start finding out that I've been sitting on gold mines. I've been sitting on things that were so easily done. And I'm not saying that this experimentation is going to come easy, that it won't be full of tears and maybe doubts and did I really, should I have really stepped out on this? Oh, it's going to be full of all of it, but that's just the haze. That's just the smoke. That's just the chemicals reacting. It's going to, if you do this wholeheartedly, if you really take on this experiment, like, you know what, for the next 21 days, I am going to focus. I'm not going out. I'm not talking on my phone this much. I may have to do Instagram at a certain time in the morning and night. Like, you really have to discipline yourself and say, I want to find out if I'm really not made of it. And the only people who are going to do that are people who are tired of it. You're tired of hearing what you can't do. You ain't even did it yet. You haven't even done it yet. You have to get to the place where you're tired. Like, you know what? All right. Okay. If I can't do it, let's see. And prove it to yourself. And I guarantee you, you're going to find something else out. Even if you don't get the whole big picture of what you wanted in 3 months or 2 weeks, you're going to be so far along from where you're starting right now. You're going to be so much more established. Oh my God, you're going to have so much more done than if you would have challenged yourself, if you would have challenged that thought. And I'm telling you, it's going to spill over into everything else. You're going to be like, okay, let me start doing other stuff, because I'm made of so much more. You guys, I want you to be encouraged. This song, it's already my jam. It's my jam, okay? It's my jam. And I want it to be you all's too. And when you take, and please take this challenge. Please take it. Don't just be a hearer, be a doer as well. And I'll be giving you all my results as well too. I'm not just telling you, I'm doing it with you. And I want to know that you in this with me, because it's not easy. It is not easy. The moment you decide to start, everything gonna happen. The moment you decide, okay, I'm gonna fast, people don't want to take you out to eat. Ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends gonna be talking about, can we go out for coffee? You gonna be like, oh Lord Jesus. So it is gonna be tough, but having a community and having people who can hold you responsible always makes it easier. So please comment down below, email me at tiaskipper@gmail.com and let me know that you're doing it, especially if you want to be held accountable. I don't mind holding you accountable. I don't mind praying for you. I don't mind standing constant communication just to make sure that we're on the ball, because I guarantee you when we show our results, it's going to be nothing less than amazing. Make sure you're listening to this song throughout the whole time. It'll all work out. When that discouragement tries to come in, it's going to all work out. I know it's going to work out. That's all you can say, because sometimes that's all you're going to have. I love you guys so much. Have a beyond amazing day. I can't wait to hear, and I'm pointing down because I want to see it in the comments or my email, what your experimentation is going to be and how long. I want to know so we can hold each other accountable, you guys. Until next time, I miss you all, and of course I'm hoping that you're missing me. And what else? I don't know, like, just stay encouraged.
I'm gonna do everything that I want to. Success and failures are both things that I have grown through, yeah.